Hey guys, so Sid bringing you another video. Now welcome to a patch note video. I don't think today's is a massive one, it is worth saying, but I want to do them as I always do, because if I don't make a video on it, I'm probably not going to read the patch notes myself. If you appreciate the effort, because I'm going to get it out as today's second video, please do smash the like button and let me know what you think of the video. And as a little Brucey bonus, we're actually going to be doing a league partner giveaway in this video. So right of today actually gave me the bundle to Shockwave, whatever one it is, the new Kassadin skin. So you get Kassadin the champion, you get the new Shock Blade, I think, skin, and you get the League Partner Emerald Chroma. If you want to enter that, again, be subscribed, like the video, and then let me know what you think of the patch in the comment section. But do remember to leave your summoner name and your server, because how else am I going to give you the code? So let's get into it. It's patch 12.5. I can't believe we're already in patch 12.5, to be honest. That means we're basically 10 or so weeks into the new season, because they do a patch basically every 2 weeks, and this is the 5th patch. Or maybe it means 8 weeks. Is it 8 weeks? Because again, I think the first patch would have been 12.1. Whatever. Anyway, let's get into it. So as a heads up, by the way, patch 12.5 will be alive for 1 month. 12.6 will be going out March the 30th. So just to say, I won't be doing a patch note video in 2 weeks because that is happening. But by the way, they will do micro patches or anything like that just in case something's broken, as they always do. It is worth knowing, normally when something happens in a patch notes, or when they kind of micro fix something mid patch, it actually will go in on the previous patch note. So say something breaks and something's really overpowered, and then in 2 days they micro patch it, it will show up in this patch notes. That's how they do it. So let's get into it. So, as you can see, not the biggest patch, but we have got nerfs to Ahri, unsurprisingly. Master Yi, which is just bizarre. What rating are they? Oh, okay. So, like, again, just to show, they use these color codes, and then, again, they have separated the colors good enough for colorblind people like me. So, Ahri is for skilled play, is mainly why it's getting nerfed. Platinum to Diamond 3. Master Yi is average play, from Iron to Gold. That isn't surprising, because Master Yi is not great in high rating. And then Xin Zhao's Pro, and Gwen is Pro. Is it also worth saying, just because Xin and Gwen is getting nerfed for pro play, that doesn't mean they're not problems in elite or skilled or average. It's just the main rating of why they're getting nerfed. We're also getting buffs to Kennen and Samira, and that's it. We're getting adjustments to Misfortune and Seraphine. We've got these amazing new B skins. I absolutely love the Ziggs one and the Heimer one. The Oriana one's a bit nyeh. The new one's kind of interesting, but I think he has better skins. But anyway, we've got Hullbreaker updates also. I'm not sure I'm 100% if this is going to be the change of what I've been hoping. That Hullbreaker has basically become the standard item for every single top laner. I believe this change is only for ranged champions, which, yeah, that's still good, because it might mean not every Urg or every Gnar and every AD Nico now top lane is building Hullbreaker, but I just don't like when it's the default. Like, that's why people are going, why don't you like it, Huz? Split pushing, which is what Hullbreaker is supposed to be for. I know it's technically gold efficient even if you're grouping, but it is a split push item. I don't like when a niche playstyle or like one item blows up to be the standard. I don't love that. It's just a bit meh. But anyway, these new skins will be available March the 3rd, by the way. So let's get into it. So Ahri, I should pay attention to this, obviously, because I've been playing quite a lot of Ahri. So her W base damage decreased, the mana cost increased, and the E mana cost has been increased also. I mean, yeah, it was to be expected, if I'm completely honest. Like, they did obviously do this mini rework of Ahri, and I would say she probably felt a little bit overtuned in places. Don't get me wrong, I do think there are mages that are still better than Ahri. I still think Victor, as a strength of a mid laner, was probably still better than Ahri. Ahri's a really popular League of Legends champion, and for God, a year or so, maybe even more, you couldn't play Ahri properly unless you were a main or a one trick. If you were a standard mid laner like me who has a champion pool that you play the strong picks, you could not have Ahri in your pool. Like, she just was too weak. So that's where a lot of people were like, dude, she's become the most OP mid laner. She didn't. Yes, she grew up and she popped up on the popularity that she became, I think, the most picked mid laner. But I genuinely think, I think it's because she's a really fun champion to play, and people missed playing Ahri, so suddenly she was viable. You could now play her, and everybody did. But I do think she should have got nerfed a bit. So her W damage has gone down, nothing major. 10 base damage per rank, and then the mana's gone up by 5. Just basically just trimming off the little bit of too much damage the W's doing. That's fine. And the E charm is going up by mana. So overall, I'm okay with that. Like, it's not going to hurt her too much. She still has the ultimate mechanic, which I think is the big saving grace to Ahri. It makes her feel modern again. So overall, I think that's fine. Gwen, very strong champion. I would say Gwen is borderline, maybe even not even borderline, probably overpowered. But you do have to be, I'd say, pretty good at Gwen to pull it off. So Gwen's passive against monsters decreased and E bonus attack damage decreased. So it has been jungle, by the way, not even really top lane that I've been seeing Gwen wreck. I have practically seen every Gwen recently got fed in the jungle. Like, they pretty much all get fed. Either if it's on my team or the enemy team, doesn't matter, they will probably get fed. So the passive, so this is to damage to monsters. It's just been reduced by 10% ability power. So much, well, it won't be much slower clearing, but it is slower clearing, slower clear time. So that will, yeah, that will reduce her clear speed, which will hurt her a bit in the jungle. And then the E, the bonus attack range, that's actually quite a big deal. The E, when you press E, you then get bonus, like you can auto attack from a longer range type of thing. That's being halved. That's actually quite a big nerf, from 50 bonus attack range after you've used E to 50. That's pretty big. Like that's gonna hurt Gwen players, I think, more than anything else. Damn. Okay. Kennen, I will say, I do think that is a deserved nerf, by the way. Kennen, W full stack bonus damage on basic attacks increased. I do miss playing Kennen, actually, and I have not been playing too much top lane. I'd say very much, if you notice, I've not been playing since the Hullbreaker meta has popped up, because I just don't enjoy that meta. I've been playing a lot more, well, not top lane. I wish I'd like to play more top lane. It's just not what I enjoy at the moment. And Kennen is something that I do enjoy, actually. I would say you probably cannot play Kennen in current meta if it does stay Hullbreaker meta, though, because Kennen is a grouping top laner. He has to group to use his kit. And if you're constantly grouping as Kennen to get that big team fight, and your top lane opponent with Hullbreakers breaking into your base, then that really sucks. Or if you're a Kennen that has to stay top lane to stop the Hullbreaker top laner, that really sucks too. So I don't think you can actually really play Kennen at the moment if the Hullbreaker meta can, is in the game. So basic attack bonus magic damage of full stacks for Kennen. I believe that is when. So wait, what's that going to be? Is that when there's a lightning stack on somebody, you just press W and it does the Z, maybe? Possibly, or is that the? What is that even? W full stack bonus damage on basic attacks increase. Oh no, that's the shuriken thing that you throw, I'm guessing, because every 3 or 4 when you get to the full stacks you get the empowered one. That's probably that, I guess. So the bonus you're getting is going up by 15 base damage bonus. That's quite good for the early game, especially. And the ability power ratio is going up by 10. Okay, so that's pretty good for lane harass, lane poke, mid game. Not crazy in late game, I would say, but that's actually pretty good. It's pretty good in early to mid game. Also, the bonus AD of it is going up considerably as well, by the way. So you do start Kennen with a Doran's Blade. You don't really build any more than that. I would literally not surprise me. I've not seen any Kennens recently, but it wouldn't surprise me if some Kennens have been building Hullbreaker. It literally wouldn't shock me. But that is just a nice little buff for Kennen. So Master Yi, not really a champion that I would consider strong, but let's see what they're doing. So Q damage and bonus crit damage decreased. Each mark now applies on-hit effects. On-hit cooldown reduction now scales with ability haste. E and R now pause during his Q. And both can now be activated during your Q. And E base damage decrease late. So I don't know, they're giving him a little bit more player interaction, maybe. So Master Yi's Duskblade builds have been a bit strong recently, but more importantly are both frustrating to play against and healthy for gameplay. We're decreasing his Q synergy with lethality and ability haste, and instead adding on-hit scaling to the Wuju's blades, and is forced to show himself while fighting. Oh, God, this is going to be bad for Master Yi then, isn't it? Because, like, Master Yi's main weakness is when he's just in combat. He can get easily CC'd and he's just dead. the strength of Master Yi was having really high ratio with his Q, and then when you're disappeared in the opponent, you're doing damage and they can't fight back. And then if you kill somebody, then you go invisible with Duskblade, and you can't hit me, and I'll do it again. They're getting rid of that build. I think they did try to get rid of this build recently, but yeah. So the damage of Q was 25 up to 165. It's now 30, so it might, it's a buff, but then it goes down to 150. But the bigger thing, it used to give a 90% AD ratio. It's now 60%. 30% nerf. Oof. That ain't good. And then bonus damage from critical strikes. It did 60% bonus damage from crit. It's now only doing 50%, so another 10% nerf for the bonus damage from crit. This one is many foes, many strikes. Each mark of Q alpha strike now applies on-hit effects, including his E Wuju style. On-hit effects from subsequent hits are also reduced by 75. So again, it's not doing much to the same target if you hit them multiple times on the same target. It's more, it does a lot of damage to 3 or 4 people if they're grouped up. Again, on hit effects, they're trying to change the Master Yi, I guess, from the current Duskblade build that that he should be building Kraken Slayer, Blade of the Ruined King, Wit's End. That's probably what they're trying to turn Master Yi into, which is interesting. So then they're adding Q Alpha Strike cooldown reduction. Now scales down with ability haste. For example, if Master Yi is 100 ability haste, each on hit now reduces its cooldown by 0.5 seconds instead of 1 second. So again, I think that's a nerf technically. And then take your time. Q Alpha Strike cast time no longer counts with his E. Wuju style, which obviously is that I think you get on hit. I think you get on hit when you press E, and you might get bonus AD at the same time. And then Highlander has ult active duration similar to W Meditate. So that's quite good. I guess that's a nice quality of life change. And then Master Yi can now activate E, Wuju style, and R during his Q. So you can start combat with not using ulti if you manage to get in range without using your ulti, which is impressive, I guess. But if you press Q, you can press E during your Q animation, and that will give you the bonus damage of the E. And then as you're coming out of your Q, press your ultimate then to maximize the time of your ultimate, and then you can maximize your time of auto attacking people really fast. And then your E true damage. Oh, is it true damage? I think that you're gaining on hit when you press that. It is a nerf. Oh my god, they are nerfing his E2. Dude, really? God, Master Yi, again, remember, the reason why they're nerfing Master Yi, they've said, is average play, iron to gold. He must be a really big problem down there. I genuinely, whenever I see a Master Yi on my team, I hate it. And I'm like, oh god, we're going to lose this game. Or if I see a Master Yi on the enemy team, I think it's a free win. But that's diamond, I don't know. What I would say is it would interest me what like Cowsup feels like this. Feels of this, because he's obviously the big well-known Yi player. I'm sure he's probably not happy about it, because it seems to be pretty big nerfs to Yi. And obviously he plays in a very high rating, and Yi's not even great in high rating, so this is going to hurt high rating Yi's even more, which is interesting. Misfortune, W passive movement speed on respawn increase. We're giving Misfortune a quality of life update for the Strutter spawn. So Misfortune now spawns with the maximum amount of movement speed granted by Strut's passive. Oh, that's good. Get back to lane as quick as possible, or to the fight. Samira, health growth and armor growth increase and arm cooldown decrease. So for a thrill seeker, the Desert Rose hasn't been very daring recently. We're ramping up her durability over time, so she can be more comfortably stack her style in big late game team fights before getting focused down. Again, it's going to be pretty hard to do that as basically a melee AD carry in modern day League when the damage is so high. So they're basically giving her tank stats to make her survive. So the health growth is going up. So, and I love, by the way, this has been such a nice touch. So what does that mean? What does health growth mean? Well, before, without this thing, base health for Samira at level 18 without any items was 2026. With this change, it's now 2128. So she's gaining 102 more health because of this buff at level 18. Same with armor. Instead of having 77 armor at base without any items, she's now got 85.5. So again, really nice change that Riot's done that, just to kind of show people what that actually means at level 18. I like that a lot. So again, she's tankier. And then her R, her cooldown of it was 8 seconds. It's now 5. So just reminding Samira can ult multiple times per team fight. She just has to get through the style points the whole way through again. So if she gets the style points, presses ultimate, she then finishes ultimate, she then needs to get to the style points again for S, and then she can ultimate again, but it had an 8-second gap that you couldn't do it. It's now a 5-second gap, so you actually can do it more likely in late game. So that's interesting. Seraphine, again, not a massive fan of Seraphine. So W, mana cost decreased late, cooldown increased early and decreased late, shield decreased, and now scales of rank. Ally shields now equals Seraphine's, and heal scaling adjusted E cooldown decreased early. If they're reducing healing and stuff, they're trying to make her a mid laner again. So Seraphine's been enjoying mid lane, the mid lane limelight, but it's clear that players want to share her stage in bot lane too. We're introducing some buffs to her support kit. Wait, what? I thought they're nerfing shields, or did I read it wrong? We're buffs to a support kit without turning the volume up too high on her solo performances in mid. Who plays Seraphine mid? Again, you don't see Seraphine mid, you see Seraphine bot only. Okay, this is weird. Again, they are saying, like, you know, that people want to play her bot lane, but again, I don't see any Seraphines in mid. This is actually interesting me now. Give me a second. I want to actually look this up if I can while we're live. I'm going to look up Seraphine. Okay, Seraphine right now, her default role is support. Her pick rate in support is 2.1%. 2.1% of matches, she is support. If she in the carry AD carry role, 0.6% of games, she's in the AD carry position, and then mid lane, 0.7%. So 0.7% of games is Seraphine mid, which is what they're saying is she's enjoying the limelight of mid. But in 2.1% of games, she's in support. Just to put that in perspective, on this current, on patch 12.4, so the patch that has just happened, there was only in platinum and above 9,817 mid lane Seraphine games in platinum and above. In bot lane as support, there was 29,460. Triple the games. Like triple the matches, yet they're saying that she's enjoyed the mid lane limelight. That's just not true. Weird. Anyway, W surround sound. A mana cost for it is going down. So again, that's the support. That is the support, you know, spell that's giving shields to allies and eventually healing to allies. The cooldown of it is also going down, so you can use it more often in late game, not early game. The shield of it is going down. Ooh, down. So it was 75 to 225. It's now 60 to 140. And the AP ratio is getting nerfed. What the hell? Why are they nerfing it that high if they want to make her bot lane better? Ally shields, though. Okay, this is why they're doing it. Maybe. Yes. Oh, this is why they're doing it. So Seraphine's her self shield is being hit. That's shielding herself. Her ally shields of giving all of her allies a shield used to only be 50 to 150. That is now 60 to 140, which you might be like, that's still not good. But it used to be a 30% AP ratio. That is now a 40. It's matching the exact same shield. She was shielding her allies the exact same she's shielding herself. Way more support-like. And then healing, if already shielded, so that's where the double W can happen, or if someone's already shielded somebody, or if you've got a shield, you then get healed from Seraphine instead of getting shielded. It was doing 5% plus 1.125 per 100 ability power of missing health per ally in range. It's now doing 5% base up to 7%, and then the AP ratio is being nerfed a bit, but the flat, because again, if you're playing support, you're not getting as much ability power, so it's better for the base to be higher. The base is higher, thus not needing as much ability power. That's good. And then beat drop, cooldown of it is going down in the early game. So better CC for your lane phase in bot. So yeah, these are big, making her properly a support. Again, I'm a bit weirded out by what Riot's done here, because as we've literally just looked in the data, literally triple of the games is played as support than it is mid right now, but Riot's buffing it for support. That's a bit weird, right? I don't know. Xin Zhao. E cooldown increased and R invulnerability duration decreased. So he is a staple pick right now in pro play. So again, if something becomes a too comfortable pick in pro play, they want to spice it up. It's getting a bit boring. It's getting a bit stale. They're going to make some changes. So the cooldown of it is going up by 1 second in the for his E, and then his ultimate, he is not invulnerable as long as 1 second less invulnerability. So it's not really impacting his damage, which is very high. It's not really going to impact him building Gore Drinker and healing like a crazy person in the middle of a team fight and surviving when he probably shouldn't. That's not being impacted. So arguably, he's still going to be pretty damn strong. It's just making him a little bit less safe with 1 second invulnerability caught from his ultimate, and he can't use his E as much. It's not the worst nerfs in the world, to be honest. Here's Hullbreaker. So ranged Hullbreaker users have been taking over top lane. I mean, every top lane is building Hullbreaker, so anyway. We're decreasing the benefits for them. Hullbreaker should still feel like an option for ranged champions without overshadowing melee users. But that's the thing, it's not an option even for melee champions anymore. It's the standard item that everybody built. Remember when like basically only Scions were building Hullbreaker? Literally now every single top lane is building Hullbreaker. So for ranged champions, anyway, let's go. Boarding party, bonus armor and magic resist. So it's 20. It used to be 20 to 60 for everybody. It's still 20 to 60 for melee, but it's now 10 to 30 for range. They are halving the bonus armor and magic resist for ranged champions. And then the siege and super minion bonus armor and magic resist, same again, 60 to 80, which is the same for melee. It's now 30 to 90 for ranged. So what they've done is they basically halved it for ranged champions. But this is my problem with it, right? I sound probably like a broken record. If you're a ranged top player and you enjoy playing ranged top, because the default playstyle for every top laner is now Hullbreaker, you now are at a massive disadvantage for building ranged or buying Hullbreaker when that is just now the standard item to buy. But the other melee users are still going to buy it, and they've got double the strength of all the armor and everything. So that, to me, doesn't seem great. I'd be fine with this nerf to stop ranged champions buying it if Hullbreaker wasn't the default item for every melee top laner now. But it is. It is his standard. Again, just the reason why, by the way, if you guys like don't know why. The reason being, I looked into it, because I've been like, why are they buying it? It's dumb. I still think it's dumb. But the reason why people are buying it is because the item, even when grouping, so the item is supposed to be a split push item. So in my mind, what it should be gold efficient, very gold efficient when you're alone, but it should be anti-gold efficient when you're grouping, because it's supposed to be that I'm split pushing, I'm separating from my team item. Why the item is so popular is because it's insanely gold efficient when you're split pushing, and it's still, when you're grouped up with your team and you do not get the solo benefits of the item, of like literally what it's supposed to be for, the item is 120% gold efficient even when you're grouping with your team. Now, that obviously for ranged champions will now be affected because you're getting less stats. So for maybe ranged champions, it will no longer be gold efficient when grouping. But literally for a melee champion, it's still going to be 120% gold efficient when grouping of the stats that you are gaining. Therefore, it's an item that you should be buying because it's pretty good. So it's gold efficient when you're grouping, and when you're split pushing, which you still want to do, it's crazy gold efficient. So that is why. VFX updates, we're getting Elise. I didn't know about that. So there we go. We're getting new Elise stuff. Complete overhaul of base model Elise. We might have to play an Elise game, maybe. I've not seen anything with that. I didn't even know it was coming, so that's cool. Mythic content overall preparation. Oh, no. No! So, again, oh, that sucks. So, they are doing the Mythic changes of all the skins and stuff like that. So this is going to be the patch 12.5. No, 12.5 is the last chance. Use your gemstones. Sorry, not gemstones. Use your prestige points. They are going away. Gemstones, though, prestige points will not convert to mythic essence. So, like, even for me, I've got like 50 gemstones on my main account. They're now going to be worthless. So I may as well use them for something. I don't even know what I'm going to use them for. And if I'm not mistaken, really annoying is like this. As mentioned in last patch, once 12.5 releases, this one, by the way, is... Wait, was this 12? Oh my god, this is 12.5! Oh no! Where is it? You'll no longer be able to claim OG ownership of 2018, 2019 prestige skins by obtaining them from loot drops or rerolls. The skins will still appear in drops and rerolls during 12.5, however, but only those who have earned them pre-12.5 will receive a special version of these skins. Prestige and gemstone skins will be removed from loot drops and rerolls when the mythic content overhaul begins. To me, this sucks, man. Like, to me, this is Riot just being crazy greedy, and obviously I'm biased to this. And what this means is, obviously, I've always done the reroll to get the prestige skins. Riot is stopping me do that. I own every single skin in the game. I've given them thousands of dollars worth of money to have that privilege, and I do think it's a privilege that is like earned. Nobody, like, very rarely people have owned everything in the game, and I thought that's just a nice little thing that Riot is letting the players who own everything get, is, oh, you can re-roll for the prestige skins or the mythic skins of gemstones, etc. They're removing that. I do think that's, like, really greedy for Riot to do that, but there's nothing I don't think I can do about it. Freljord Clash, personalization, ranked borders and divisions. Based on your feedback, an updated look for ranked borders will be hitting loading screens in patch 12.5. In addition, ranked divisions will be visible in game lobbies, hover cards, loading screens, and profiles. Because again, there was no personalization. Everybody in Diamond had the same border. There should be a difference between Diamond 1 and Diamond 4. And now there is. So that's good. They're listening to feedback. Bug fixes, upcoming skins, they all look great. And there we go. So overall, not a crazy big patch, but quite a bit of content within it, I would say. The thing that makes me the most sad is, like, again, it's the reroll thing. The fact that I won't be able to reroll for prestige skins or mythic skins anymore, even though I own every skin in the game, like, that you can get. It's a bit of a sting to me. It's a bit like a screw you to the people that have supported the game the most financially, if that makes sense. But yeah. Anyway, if you guys still enjoyed the video, please do throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe. Remember to enter for the Shock Blade, I think Kassadin skin, doing what I told you at the beginning of the video. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace. Restore our glory to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal.